So from time to time, I like to do this too. Go to the Facebook ads library and search for your category reader. So if you're in romance, Nora Roberts, or whoever right now is dominating your particular genre. So for me, uh, I'm an avid action thriller reader, and this author is a category leader. So I checked his ads. I can't remember within the last year, and he was running his own ads. Then suddenly, he is nowhere to be seen, but his books are being advertised somewhere. So a rabbit hole. Um, so one of the benefits of doing this too, you get to see why you get to see the machine behind how someone is selling their books, because sometimes you'd see influencers running ads to these guys books. So they're running ads to their TikTok or to their Instagram page and promising either giveaways, or I wonder, probably they're being compensated, some of them they're being compensated indirectly, so they're growing their accounts through ads tied to these books, and then they are monetizing it through either indirect affiliate partnerships. I haven't figured it out yet. You also get to see other authors who are using these category leaders rather, as comp authors that they mentioned. So all these Stephen England are using Brad Thor in their ads, Ty Patterson as their comp authors. So for fans of this is where I'm reading. Let me increase the size. For fans of Lee Child Bradto. So this is a category leader that's right up there with the Jack Reacher author. Okay, so what I want to so I went. I'm nosy, so I went and I wanted to see this company that's running ads for Bradto Vince Thrillers, and I figured it out. I googled to see who is who, and I found out that these guys are probably an agency. They call themselves a publisher, but they work with authors and they offer services from advertising to um, a variety. But what I'm actually interested in is the advertising bit. So I'm guessing Brad Thor is working with them to create ads. So I wanted to see the good things these guys are doing. So here's one. If you look at all their ads, they have bright, almost filter-like colors. Uh, red, red, and there is AI used. So you could say AI is the one responsible for these types of colors, but they stand out in the feed. If the feed is white, yellow, red, and these colors, you could argue they are genre colors. Gunfire, explosions. Is this ad from them too? Yes. The red bits. And I don't know if this is intentional or not. No Time for Heroes. Guy in a knife. This guy looks like John Wick. This guy looks like John Wick. So a fan of action thriller John Wick type of thing will see this, and this will resonate. So they're kind of clever at what they're doing, uh, and I like it. So let's see. Uh, Military guy standing. This looks like a dome in a mosque or a uh, country in the Middle East. Uh, for fans of Tom Clancy oh, actually this is not them. This is a comp author who's running ads. Okay, so one thing I noticed, that's why I created this. One thing I noticed, most of the ads in this genre are aimed at people who are already reading in that genre. So people who know who Lee Child is, people who know uh, who Jack Reacher is, Tom Clancy. So I wanted to classify the ads based on the level of awareness. Alright, so I have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. with how Facebook works, you have a certain bucket of readers that Facebook knows these are thriller readers. But if you've watched other videos, action thriller readers don't really talk about books on social media. They are not well readers reading the same genre over and over and over. If you go into the reviews, you'll see them review multiple things than fiction books, military books, other things. So you might not necessarily find them on Facebook traditionally. So this is just a theory on my end from what I had observed. These are the types of readers where you need to really bucket your ad creatives based on their awareness. So the first one was, look at this, aimed at, just a minute, aimed at non-readers, aimed at non, where am I? There's something I'm looking for that's not showing up. Aimed at genre aware readers. So these ads are aimed at genre aware. The next attack, no, this is not one of these. Just a minute. This comp author type of ad is aimed at genre aware readers. Okay. I'm reading here. I haven't enjoyed a book of this genre this much since Vince Flynn's Term Limits. That ad is perfect for someone who knows what that genre is about. Also, this for fans of McGreeny, Bradtho, and Lee Child. Now, these are people who are trying to capture audiences who already follow the category leaders. Now, if you are a category leader, Brad Thor, Vince Thrillers advertising for Brad Thor, how are you advertising and how are you capturing different audiences or aimed at book aware audiences? They read books, but they're not genre readers. Okay, aimed at non-readers or inactive readers, someone who's not read a book for 1,000 years. But your hope is you could use yours as a crowbar to get them over to the, I wanted to say to the dark side, but over to the reading side. So the ad that would appeal to this audience is different, and the creative specifically needs to be designed for that job. Here is one. An ad aimed at a book-aware audience. They know what that book, they either know the book or they know the author. All right, but they don't want to read. So, my timer is up, 8 minutes. This is my anti-rabbit hole guard. When I know I'm on a timer, I maintain momentum. Well, rather, let's go on. Let me not talk about it and lose momentum. Anyway, so different ads for different flavors. So let's see how. If you are a category leader, you are not busy putting for fans of X and Y. How do you advertise? So let's see. The next attack begins in DC. I usually look at these two lines. I don't care about the others. This is what people will see before they click read more. The next attack begins in Washington, DC. Now, this line for fans of movies, action movies, this is a premise that's there in any movie, any action movie you can think of. So this is a genre signal already on the first line. So this is perfect for that. This captures all fans who read the genre, fans who read adjacent or watch adjacent forms of entertainment, games, movies, TV shows. So I like that line for that. And then Adam Drake thought his fighting days were done. He was wrong. Again, I talked about a gap, the pain you cause your reader by not finding out what happened before. So the gap exists between a desired state. Adam Drake thought his fighting days were over. His desired state is to chill, relax, have a good day, have a good life after a life full of turmoil. And then a crowbar is just put into their lives, and a gap exists. He was wrong. This is the reality. Desired state now and the reality. Now a gap exists. The reader wants to fill that gap, and when they click away, they lose the satisfaction of filling that gap, and that is the momentum you use to pull them into your ad. So you always hope that the first two lines or the first line, depending on whether you're seeing it on mobile or desktop, does that job. Okay, so all this other stuff is just blah blah blah, meant to reinforce the gap that has been created on the first to image. So let's see how this was done. A murdered agent pulls a former Delta Force operator back into a world of shadow wars and covert enemies. So again, they're reinforcing it by, in case you didn't read this, you're told who is who. And Delta Force operator, these are genre signals for this audience. I did an audience analysis for this genre, and some of the people reviewing the books were either military veterans or people who have an interest in that type of thing. So someone who uh, interacts, and on social media there's a lot of chatter and sentiment from people who are in the military entertainment type of information. There are podcasts, there are former Navy SEALs people with shows, there are hunters. So if you type Delta Force operator, you will get that type of chatter on Facebook. So Facebook knows that audience. So hopefully this keyword here helps Facebook connect that audience to this ad. All this other stuff we can ignore. Okay, they also did a comp thing for perfect for fans of Vince Flynn, Brad Thor, and Don Bentley. All right, that's how they did it. So the image 80% of the. Okay, Brad Thor is on KU. Really? I thought this was a traditional. I rarely associate trad authors with. Or is he not a traditional author anymore? I rarely associate trad authors with Kindle Unlimited. Alright, anyway, I like it. This image. If you watch any action movies, you know what this image. Someone looking at this image means road, probably a chase. This is AI imagery. Whether you like it or not, it is being used to create to reach readers. Okay, now this Brad Thor's fans next read. So this is for authors, for readers who already know who Brad Thor is. So this is mostly at book aware or author aware readers. Let's see, is there a different one? They're not using any book covers in their ads, which is interesting. Let's see. Just another day. Oh yeah. Did you see the writing where this author has run ads about social issues, elections, and politics? If you are running action thriller ads, just verify to be able to do this, because most of the issues, most of the angles, most of the hooks read like, test like, look like political or social issues. So just a heads up. I've seen an author who's really leveraging this thing, because for him it's mostly about the left versus the right US thing. There's a tribal war going on right now. So her main way to capture audience is to tap into those conversations on Facebook and then pivot to her books. So whether that's your style or not, I like what she's doing from a marketing perspective. So they're not using covers. Okay, so this is interesting. They're using imagery, no cover. Okay, at least here a book set. So these guys are truly using AI imagery to reach their audience. You also rarely see individual book advertisers use this type of add. I usually I've studied hundreds and hundreds. There's a romance ad swap file I created, and I had to go through hundreds of ads, and I noticed a tiny publishers or agencies doing ads like using. I didn't mean to click it. One, two, three, four, four. Ah, come on. Anyway, let me just, maybe that's a sign for me to. I have 40 seconds remaining. Now you notice that the individual, so this is the style it seems for action thriller. They don't use books. In romance, they usually have the book cover within the image. But now that I'm looking at the action thriller books, okay, here's one, Atria books. They use just imagery that shows maybe scenes from the book. Okay, that's an interesting thing to see. So I'd be curious to know if someone could steal styles from romance and then use it here.